Welcome to Season 3 of the Blue Water Running Podcast. I'm your host, Maren, and this podcast features and celebrates the achievements of high school and collegiate cross-country and track and field athletes from the Blue Water area of Michigan. It's time for the 2026 Outdoor Track and Field Season Preview. The statistics used to write the season preview include BWAC, MAC, and Catholic High School League results, Blue Water area meets such as the Marysville Invitational, Muskrat Invitational, Blue Water Meet of Champions, Thumb Meet, and Macomb County Meet, and of course, regional and state finals. The top 10 area performance lists for each event also played a driving role in making predictions. Here's a couple of notes about the process. Consistency is key. When reviewing many performances over a months-long season, there had to be consistent participation and placement throughout that period to gauge performance and potential for improvement. I didn't include freshmen or last year's 8th graders because they may end up participating in a different spring sport or not come out for track and field in high school. I also did not preview relay events. Due to graduated athletes and relay leg changes, it's really difficult to predict relay team members and the times they'll run. In most cases, PBs, personal bests, or PRs, personal records, from last year's meets that were hand-timed won't be used for the preview, nor will I end up using them for top times and marks lists this season. When you see a PB for everyone across the board by a huge margin, especially in a sprint event, that's usually a sign that the times are somewhat inaccurate. And with the requirement of fat timing for state meet qualification, it's just a more reliable standard. Early qualifying marks, or EQs, are in effect for a second year. Athletes can meet a state meet qualifying mark before the regional. An EQ is defined by the MHSAA as an athlete who achieves the mark in any round of a valid pre-qualified event, which meets the proper standards, fat-timed and 6+ teams, and is qualified to participate in the Lower Peninsula Finals in that event. An automatic qualifier, or AQ, is the standard needed to run at the regional meet outside of a top 2 automatic finish. Finally, I'm sure to miss someone who definitely deserves a nod or mention. With such a large amount of data across a long period, it's inevitable. I cross-check and reference and scour athletic.net repeatedly, but I sometimes miss something, and I am apologizing in advance if I mispronounce or misspell your name or incorrectly type a time or mark. All right, let's get into the season ahead. All right, diving into the sprints, Will Haskins of Macomb Lutheran North won the 200 regional last year in 23.91 seconds. His best in the event is 23.1, which he ran at the Macomb County Meet against some of the very top sprinters in the state. His personal best in the 100 is 11.53, and he helped his 4x100 win the regional title as well. Brett Lestage of Imlay City returns as the top sprinter in the BWAC. He's the defending lead champ in the 100 and the 200 with PRs of 11.23 and 23.32 respectively. He's a junior and he ran an indoor meet this winter and came close to equaling his best in the 200, running 23.36 there. He's an integral part of the Spartan sprint relays, and he is part of their top-seeded 4x2 that most likely would have won the regional meet last spring were it not for an unfortunate team injury. Avery Cody of St. Clair has PRs of 11.34 in the 100 and 23.34 in the 200. He had the fastest 200 prelim time at regionals. He was third in the final, just missing that top 2 state qualifying spot. With several of the fastest sprinters in the regional having graduated, look for him to be on the top of the area list this year. Kai Fisher of Memphis has quite a bit of state meet experience. He qualified for the D4 finals as a freshman in the 200. He has a personal best of 23.3. Then last year as a sophomore in the 100, and that's his best of 11.4 and 449.75, sub 50. He just missed an all-state place by finishing 9th, and he did go sub 50 in the summer postseason with 16 Ways Track Club. He's got a solid season of indoor track to kickstart his junior year, and Fisher ran a 50.95 at the Nike Indoor National Meet, and he's also given the 800 meters a try with a personal best of 2:02 in only his second attempt at the distance. He is the defending regional champ in the 200, and he was the Blue Water Meet of Champions winner in the 400. Alan Valdivinos of Imlay City made it into the 100 final at regionals, and he has bests of 11.48 in the 100 and 23.89 in the 200. Other athletes to watch in the sprints: Enrique Cardenas of Imlay City, 23.43 best in the 200, 52.33 in the 400. Jack Klee of Armada, 11.61 in the 100. Liam McIntyre of North Branch. He's mainly a high jumper, but he made it into the 200 finals at regionals, and he has a best of 23.87 and was fifth in the BWAC. Anthony Alvarez of Armada has a best of 11.67 in the 100. He was second in the BWAC with 23.69 200 best, and he's run 52.5 in the 400. Ty Vusen of Marysville has a best of 52.18 in the 400. Jackson Kohler of Yale, 52.25 in the 400. He was second in the BWAC, and he is the fastest returning league 400-meter runner. Ethan Cross of Croslex has a 51.9 best in the 400 and just finished outside the second place state qualification at regionals, taking third. Tyler Jameson of Port Huron Northern has a 200 best of 23.84, and he was second in that event at the Marysville Invitational. In the distance and mid-distance events, Josh Macri of Macomb Lutheran North is topping the lists. He was voted the Blue Water Area Cross Country Runner of the Year, and he was the fastest 1,600 and 3,200 runner in our area. During the indoor season, he went sub-2 in the 800 for the first time. He had outdoor bests of 425 for the 1,600 and 938 for the 3,200 last year. And then indoors, again, he went 426 on the full mile. He can also drop a sub 53 second 400 when needed. He won the 1,600 at regionals. He was a very close second place at the line in the 3,200, and he returns as the heavy favorite in both events. He was also part of the regional championship team in the 4x800. Brandon Zemer of Anchor Bay is primarily a distance guy, but he's gone 50.7 in the 400. He's run 201 in the 800, both indoors and outdoors in the regular season, but he did run a 159 in summer club competition. He was part of the fourth place 4x8 MITS championship team with Josh Macri and Xavier Roman, who are both from Macomb Lutheran North. And Zemer also has the number one returning time from our 2025 area top 10 list. Xavier Roman of Macomb Lutheran North is the yin to teammate Macri's yang, and he is a solid middle distance track athlete with a 435 1,600, a 959 3,200. He sat at number 2 all season behind Macri in both of those events on the area top times list, and he was also part of the state qualifying 4x8 that won the regional meet last season. Mason Petrikowski of Richmond is one of the area's best distance runners as well. He has best of 447 in the 1,600, 1023 in the 3,200. He was number 10 and number 6 in our area in both respectively. He won the BWAC in the 3,200 as well as the Blue Water Meet of Champions, and he put in a pretty solid winner of indoor track training, running a 443 1,500. Max Durham of New Haven, he had a monster cross-country season, dropping 2 minutes during the course of the fall, and he earned several league and invitational wins and also was D4 All-State. Previously, his best in the distance events on the track were 446 for the 1,600 and 1016 for the 3,200, but he already dropped those during indoor club competition to 439 and 959, so I expect to see really big improvements from him based on what he's done so far. Some other athletes to watch: Aaron Osterman of Anchor Bay. He has best of 203, 444, and 1024. Connor Pepin of Croslex, 446, 1,600, 1032, 3,200. He was BWAC runner-up in both events. Julian Walker of Algonac has a 442, 1,600 best. He won the BWAC in that event, and he was third in the BWAC in the 800 and 209. Aiden Fitchett of Dryden has a 439, 1,600 best, and he was 13th at the D4 state meet in that event. Owen Bindett of Algonac was second at the BWAC championship in the 800 with a 206. And Liam Newth of Cardinal Mooney, he finished second at regionals in the 1,600 and has a personal best of 453. In the hurdles, Colin Boulard is the top returner with a regional championship in the 110s, state qualifying runner-up finish in the 300s. He was one of only a handful of athletes in the Blue Water area who hit an early qualifying mark last season, doing so in the 110 hurdles. He has PRs of 15.12 and 40.73 respectively, and was first or second in every single race he ran in the 110s until the state meet, including winning both hurdling events in the Matt Gold and the Blue Water Meet of Champions. He did the same thing in 9 out of 11 meets in the 300s as well. Casey Ageman of Anchor Bay, he finished 4th at the Anchor Bay Invitational in the 110 hurdles to run his season best of 15.51, and he has a 300 best of 41.89. Gavin Oleski of Croslex ran a personal best of 41.52 in the 300s to place second at the Thumb Meet of Champs when he was a sophomore, which was his only first year of hurdling. He dropped over 4 seconds during the course of the season. And with that time at regionals, he could definitely qualify for the state meet. That should be on his radar. Brody Corneau of Alma has best of 15.99 in the 110s, 43.67 in the 300s. He was fourth at the D3 regional in the 110s, and he is one of the fastest returning hurdlers with top 2 regional finishers already graduated. Aiden Greshik of Yale was second in the BWAC in the 300 in his best of 42.45. His personal best in the 110s is 17.1, and he made it through the semifinals to the regional finals last season. Kyler Cramp of Anchor Bay has personal bests of 16.78 and 42.82 respectively in the 110s and the 300s. And Ethan Everhart of Imlay City was second in the 110s at the BWAC League meet. He has bests of 16.2, which he ran for third at the Thumb Meet of Champs, and 43.37 for the 300s. Moving into the field events, specifically the throws, with North Branch's Eli Bickle foregoing his senior season as he graduated early, the field is really wide open for some new throw domination, and there are quite a few prospects that are in contention here. Lincoln Watkins of Port Huron Northern, he sits at number 10 all-time in our area in the shot put at 51 feet 5 inches, and he has a discus best of 150 feet. He finished second to Bickle by only a foot last year at the Blue Water Meet of Champions, and he also qualified for the D1 state meet in the shot put. And as a senior, this is his last chance at an all-state finish, and he only needs a few feet of improvement to be in that range. Cameron Gramzow of Anchor Bay, he's a junior and has been on a steady trajectory of improvement for years now. He's thrown the discus twice as far as he did last season. He is fourth all-time in our area with a personal best of 176 feet, which he threw outdoors at the New Balance Nationals in June. He won almost every discus event he entered in 2025, and he was D1 All-State. He crossed over the 50-foot range in the shot put this winter, throwing 53 feet, 2.5 inches indoors. Zach Haywood of Yale, he was in the top 3 for most of the season in the shot put and discus in our area. He has best of 47 feet for the shot and 158 for the discus. He won several invitationals and was the regional runner-up in the discus, and then just outside that qualification in the shot put by 1 inch. So he is definitely poised for a state meet trip in both events. Other athletes to watch, Noah Wiggin of Port Huron Northern. He has a shot put best of 47 feet, 3.5 inches, and discus of 142 feet, 6 inches. Nathan Ring, which is a perfect throwing name. Nathan Ring of Anchor Bay, shot put 39 feet, 4 inches, discus 147 feet, 6 inches. And Leland Pruitt of Yale has a shot put best of 41 feet, 8.5 inches. And Armada's Charlie Bennett threw 42 feet, 2 inches in the shot put as a freshman last year. In the high jump, Caleb Van Single of St. Clair had a huge PR of 6 feet, 2 inches to win the regional and qualify for his first state meet last season. Greg Glasser of Macomb Lutheran North was third at regionals. He had his best of 6 feet, and he has a steady indoor season of jumping from the winter. Gavin Oleski of Croslex, he improved half a foot since his first high school season. He ended 2025 with a best of 6 feet. Liam McIntyre of North Branch was the BWAC champ in the high jump his freshman and sophomore years, so he's looking for a third-year repeat and also has a PR of 6 feet. Eli Garcia of Imlay City, he's also in that 6-foot magic number. He's jumped that as his personal best, and he won the Cardinal Invitational last season. And then Trey Cummins of Marysville won several dual meets and has a best of 5 feet, 11 inches. In the pole vaults, Hunter Cole of Yale was a freshman last year, and he was the 2025 BWAC runner-up and has the highest returning height of any area pole vaulter. He won the Goodrich Invitational, the Marysville Invitational. His personal best is 11 feet, 6 inches, and he vaulted the same height at regionals as the 2 top qualifiers did, but he ultimately finished third based on the misses, so he is one of the favorites to return in the event this year. Caleb Van Single of St. Clair tried pole vault for the first time last year and improved over 3 feet in height over the course of the season and earned a state meet qualification. He ended up vaulting his personal best of 11 feet, 8 inches at the state meet where he finished 20th. Nathan Antilla of Yale finished third in the BWAC and has a best of 11 feet. Some other vaulters to watch are William Lawson of Yale. He has a personal best of 11 feet. Yormer Schlegel of Marine City, personal best of 11 feet. And Nick Vitale of St. Clair, personal best of 10 feet 9 inches. In the long jump, Avery Cody of St. Clair is another one to watch along with those short sprints. He is one of the area's top long jumpers. He took second in the 2025 regional meet. He jumped his personal best of 20 feet 3 inches and got that ticket to the D2 state meet where he finished 26th in 19 feet 8 inches. Lincoln Watkins of Port Huron Northern is back again in this event. He has a long jump best of 20 feet 4 inches, and he was runner-up at the Lightning Lapeer Invitational and the Marysville Invitational. Trey Cummins of Marysville. Well, it's only a matter of inches for him at regionals. He was third in his personal best of 20 feet, 1.5 inches, close to a second place qualification for state last year. And with the winner of that event having graduated, he is really in a prime spot to clinch that AQ. And then Greg Glasser. He is on the cusp of 20 feet. He's from Macomb Lutheran North. He has a best of 19 feet 9 inches, and he had a solid indoor season of competition in quite a few events, and he's really poised for more competitive marks in regional competition, I think, as well. Jack Klee of Armada. Jack didn't even participate in track until his junior year, and he still jumped an impressive 19 feet 8 inches to take second at the North Branch Invitational. If he can gain a half a foot more, he's into regional champ territory. Caleb Armstrong of North Branch. He was third at the BWAC championships, and he has a best of 19 feet, 3.5 inches. I can't wait to get back out there and see all of you running, jumping, and throwing. You can find results and articles on bluewaterrunning.org and our social media sites through the season. You can follow Blue Water Running on Instagram, X, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. You can also check out photo albums of meets that will be linked through the website and download and share them to help spread the word about Blue Water Running's mission, which is to feature and celebrate the achievements of high school and collegiate cross-country and track and field athletes from our area. If you are interested in sponsoring coverage or partnering with Blue Water Running as an advertiser to reach and support local athletes, please reach out via our website or social media channels.